Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds by nerds, I'm Nerdarchist Ted. Today I'm joined by all these fine nerds. There are links down in the description so you can check out some of these fine nerds. Robin Miller, Carlos Rivera, and Stephen Partridge. Go check out them in all the places that they hang out on the interwebs. But with that, we're going to be playing our second campaign of Zoo Mafia. Zoo Mafia is an RPG that us here at Nerdarchy are developing and working on with some of our friends here as well. It is, do crime, go wild, but don't let the humans catch you. You're basically a zoo animal. During the day, doing normal zoo animal things, but at night you're vying to get into one of the crime families at the zoo. There is Al Capone, Carlo Gambino, and Machine Gun Otto. We are currently trying to curry the favor of Machine Gun Otto, but with that, I'm going to throw this whole shebang over to our zookeeper, Nerdarchist Ted.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight? So we're on session 2 of this particular campaign. I think it's labeled season 2, but it's really its own story, its own thing. Heck, we're not at Big City Zoo, USA. We're in Central City Zoo, where things are a little bit darker, a little bit more problematic, and there's far more hard moves being used against our illustrious, not adventurers, but our gang, our mob, if you will. So I'm gonna do as we've done before. I'm gonna roll a d4 and figure out who's going to start this off by saying what's happened before.
And
So that's gonna
Nerdarchist Ted rolls his D4. If you're interested in the quick start rules, there is a link in the description to download them and check them out. They're free.
I'm gonna toss it over to Roscoe.
All right. Hey everybody. I'm Stephen Partridge. I'm playing Roscoe Reddick, the Red Panda Snatcher. So last time we got to meet our crew. If you have seen the promotional trailer, then you know that that's kind of a prequel to what happened. So basically, we had sort of like infiltrated this hideout of this rhino named Big Louie, I think it was. And he had been infiltrated by capturing Roscoe and then sort of leading the rest of the crew to the hideout, where we gained some valuable insight about some contraband that I won't spoil that because I want to leave something for everybody else, right? But we ended up getting that information and acting on it. We met some cool characters around the way, and I'm going to toss it to Carlos.
Okay, thank you, Steven. My name is Carlos Rivera. I run the Volcanic Night YouTube channel where I help you play like an adult. And one of the things we did I forgot to introduce my character. I am playing Arnold Shortman, a hippopotamus grifter who uses his connections within the in and out of the zoo life. In fact, one of the things he did was get in contact with Ricky Raccoon in part of the contraband Steven was talking about. Something to help you wet your whistle, if you know what I mean. And we got some valuable intel. And at that point, some things happened in between. And I'm just going to say that we met a bunch of critters on the road that I think was the favorite part of that was my favorite part of the episode last time. I almost blasted I'm like, it was great. And with that, I'm gonna pass it over to Frenzy.
Oh my. I do remember getting into a fight with the little animals that were stopping us from getting to oh my, what was his name? I do know that I ate one of them and that apparently that's not cool. I don't think Kinsey cares. Dave, you're the one that hasn't gone, right?
I am. Yeah, so Nerdarchist Dave here, and I am playing Tully the Speedster McGee, a tortoise. He'll be in the driver's seat this evening, as I am playing the driver playbook. And we did confront the Wonder, I think it was the Wonder Gang or Wonder Mafia.
The Wander Pet Gang.
Oh, the Wander Pet Gang, of course. How could I forget? And we got to meet and make business arrangements with Wild Bill. Wild Bill is not a buffalo, but a beaver, and he specializes in various moonshines, which we brought to Machine Gun Otto's, one of his lieutenants, to check out.
So you were told that you've got essentially 3 days for Wild Bill to go ahead and make the shine. So you've got some time to kill. It is a process of shine takes time. That's just how it works. So you spent some time in the zoo, but the following evening, a little blue jay kind of arrives at Kenzie's enclosure as all of the lights kind of come back on with the people gone. And are you familiar with Jay the Blue Jay, Frenzy?
I mean, gators and birds.
Someone's got to clean
So
your teeth.
probably they like to hang out like on top of your snout and stuff in the sky. He's probably pretty good about like keeping my maw from getting all full of pests.
So Jay, aptly named, he's not really here with the zoo. He's one of the wilds that comes in and out. But you've apparently seen him before, talked to him. He's like, yo, you got any peanuts?
I big yawn. What do you need him for?
Well, I got a message, but it ain't free, see?
Oh, of course, of course. Now, like, toss him a couple of peanuts and then, like, see if he tries to extort me.
Oh, he takes the peanuts, catches them actually quite deftly, and he's like, your buddy, the iguana, Stanwyck was his name, something along those lines.
Uh-huh.
He wants you to come and see him all quiet, like when you get a chance.
Of course. If you happen to see him before I do, let him know it's on my to-do list.
He nods his cap and flutters off. What do you
I
do?
will head to the hideout to let the others know this.
What is Roscoe doing?
It is daytime, correct?
It's evening.
It's evening. Okay, so
you've had a full night's rest since our last go around.
perfect. I'm at full health again. Okay, so Roscoe has probably just gotten done pulling on and buttoning up his red collared shirt, his red vest with red pants and red driving gloves, and he wears these like arm garters to kind of keep his sleeves out of the way when he needs to. And he will start kind of moseying toward the hideout, like not in a hurry because he doesn't have a reason to, but he kind of just likes to, stroll and see what's going on in the zoo every night.
So the police wolves are kind of moving about in a little bit larger numbers than you're used to seeing them. Usually it's ones and twos. Now the groups are walking around in threes and fours, and you notice that they're kind of giving everybody the eye tonight.
Okay. Roscoe will just, in his very pleasant manner, sort of like nod his head and tip a hat that's not actually there.
Sure.
Officer.
They do the same. They tip the hat and continue on in their beat.
And I'll just make a note of where they're going.
Sure.
I like to keep track of things like that.
Sure. Like, do you like step off and like observe, trying to do it so quietly, or do you just be like, all right, they're at this spot moving this direction kind of deal?
Just more like they're at this spot moving this general direction. Like my eyes will follow them in my periphery as long as I can if I'm like taking the road on a curve or something.
All right, so why don't you put your peepers to work and see what you can find.
All right. Oh no. I got double ones. There's no bosses showing.
Okay.
But my total is 5.
All right. So, all right, you're distracted by, another animal off to the side. Some mouse, kind of like comes up to you and asks you some inane question, and before long, you're not able to see what the wolves are doing, and you continue on with your business, but you do get that XP.
Hey. So yeah, eventually get to the hideout, I suppose, whenever.
All right, and what about Arnold? What's he up to this evening?
I mean, considering it's his hideout, he's more than likely just kind of like resting on his imported chair that he got through means, just kicking back, if you will, as Frenzy is walking in, and he's just gonna say, hey, how you been, Frenzy?
Um,
I hope
I'm generally quite all right. But I am probably not going to be around for the first part of the night because I've been called in to talk to a friend of mine. Ted, do I know how he feels about me bringing other people with me when I come to visit?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Stanwyck kind of knows what you're into.
Yes.
So as long as you're not bringing problems to the door, it's usually fine.
Okay.
He certainly does not want you coming there like as a hideout after you've just done something.
So, what do you guys think about maybe taking a field trip with me today?
Field trip. I think that sounds like an interesting idea. When everyone shows up, I think we should definitely bring it up.
All right. But do play nice with him. He's a friend.
Okay. Any friend of Frenzy is a friend of mine.
Well, what about Tully? What is on Tully's agenda this evening?
Tully is hanging out with Maurice, his favorite grease monkey. Maurice is a Bornean orangutan. I know the orangutans with like the weird ridge on their head.
Okay.
And right now, the two of them are just kind of hanging out at Maurice's secret shop, and we're tuning up some golf carts.
So Maurice is like, look, I'm trying to get this thing souped up. I think I can get it up to another level. This might take me some time.
Well, have you thought about opening up the carburetor a little bit more, or maybe a higher octane fuel is in order?
I mean, I wouldn't want to do both of those without some experimentation, but it's certainly something to consider.
True. We don't want to be hasty, rushing
Well,
about.
eventually, we want to be hasty. But,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Save it for when we get behind the wheel.
You just don't want it to go boom.
Well, maybe. Sometimes you need a little boom.
So what's your plan this evening there, Speedster?
I don't know yet. Got some downtime, working on some things. I know you don't like the details, so I'll leave you out of it. Maybe we could cruise around a little bit. See if we can find some flappers to hang out with.
Might not be so bad an idea. Whatever happened to that Maria chick?
Hey, don't talk like that about her. We might patch things up someday. She's mighty fine with those long legs.
Oh well, I mean, I'm not trying to, talk down to such a tall girl. Just haven't seen her around, and if you're looking out for flappers, then I don't know what's the deal there. What's the story?
Well, maybe if we get a big score finally, we can settle down and get past all of this nasty business that she doesn't like. Or at least I can buy her some nice things anyway.
We'll have to see what we can do to make that happen.
Pearls. They always like pearls. Dames, you know.
Games. So,
But,
how long do you spend with Maurice?
I probably, kind of shoot the shit with him for a couple hours. We probably like chomp on some stogies, drink some moonshine, work on the golf cart some more, drink some more moonshine. Next thing you know, we don't know if we're drinking the moonshine or the gasoline, whatever. you know.
Well, there's going to be an impact no matter which one of those you're drinking enough of.
One way or another.
So, all right, if you're looking to do a couple hours, let's circle back to the hideout.
Okay.
How long would you guys wait for Tully before you'd either go without him or to go try and find him?
I would say personally, maybe like anyone who's not present at most 15 minutes past go time, we make do without,
Okay.
Basic meeting rules,
For sure. I mean, that's all between you guys. So,
Kinsey'd be like 20 minutes. She is not a patient person.
So, with all due respect, don't you think that maybe, depending on how far away this field we're tripping to is, we might want to have some wheels to get us there a little quicker? I mean, not that I don't love a good midnight stroll, but I did see the fuzz walking around while I was out there, and they seemed pretty keen on avoiding my gaze whenever they were heading a certain direction. So, just so you are aware.
Well, since the monkey incident, I imagine the fuzz is around town these days, trying to keep any sort of peace.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but some of us are better at getting away and climbing trees than others. So depending on how fast you run, it might be nice to have some wheels if you catch my drift. And he kind of like pats Arnold on the tummy.
He looks at you like
you literally called out everybody in your mob but you.
right?
like, yes, Roscoe can climb trees. Oh, and the gator are not. And the tortoise is slow as all get out.
You're fortunate that we like you.
I know. I'm a very lucky guy. And he'll just kind of like, he's actively trying to butter up Frenzy because this is like how he does. Like,
it's working.
He generally takes jabs and then also like makes nice at the same time.
Yeah, she's preening. Like it absolutely worked. Like she's definitely a person that you can flatter and get everywhere with.
So if you want, I could maybe go out and see if I could find our speedster. He might not be super speedy if he doesn't know we need him for something.
Well, if the destination's far, then we might need wheels.
Actually, how about this? Give me a general direction and you two can go ahead and then we'll catch up with you because we'll have some wheels.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Frenzy, but Stanwyck is here in the zoo, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you guys would not be going terribly far.
No, it's just the reptile house. I walked here.
Oh, okay. He's just a reptile. Gotcha. So he's over that way. Well, doesn't Tully call the reptile house his home too? So he might actually be on the way.
I hadn't thought about it like that.
I mean,
but that's entirely possible. So we could absolutely bother him out of whatever it is that he's doing that was more important than meeting up with us.
Maybe he's talking to that. What was she? Her name was Marina, Mariah, something like that.
Oh, her.
I don't know. Maybe she's caught his gaze. They just flap their gums over nonsense. It seems.
Oh, of course they would. Just like low key rolling my eyes because Kinsey is one of those girls.
if he ever dated a bird, like a pigeon or something, then you might say they were a turtle dove couple. But
Huh. I hadn't thought about it like that.
yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day. Animal pairings and whatnot. Very interesting.
I'm gonna start walking. Like, just does not care that she's being rude, just takes off. Bored now.
I follow, like, all right, well, I heard enough.
And Roscoe's probably used to them just walking out of his puns because he's just like.
You guys begin your stroll, and just as Roscoe had seen, you definitely do see a little bit more of the fuzz, walking around. Oh, let's see here.
Okay, I enjoy the fact that they're the fuzz in the zoo. I just realized that was a pun. It took me 2 seasons, but I got here.
It's okay. We were early on.
It's all right. We were waiting for you. We were going to let you take your time. If it took 3 seasons, 4 seasons, we don't care. It's fine.
I appreciate you all.
So, as you kind of go about your business, I'm trying to find a name here. I apologize. Well, you do not see, Dermond or Demond, Roscoe moving about, but you generally see the typical wolves, like the regular beat cops, walking around.
Okay.
So if you guys are going by the reptile house to swing by and grab me, although I'm not there, you might run into Kenny McNally, the tortoise newsy or newsboy.
And
he would probably know where I'm at because we hang out. We're boys.
Hammered.
Hey, Kenny, there. You happen to know where Tully's at the moment?
So, he's got the typical newsies hat on. He's got the handful of the the zoo papers kind of tucked in, kind of waving around. See who might be takers for just a couple of peanuts. And I can tell you. Do you need a paper?
Yeah, I think I might even need 2, depending on how accurate your information is and how quick you could get one of them to Tully for me.
Oh, if you're looking for Tully, I can tell you where he's at. You said you need 2, and he pulls 2 out and has them in one hand, and an open hand, palm up in the other.
I will toss him 3 peanuts because I presume it's probably like a peanut of paper or something, so he gets an extra one. And he's like, take this to Tully and tell him to meet us at and then he looks at Frenzy. Whose enclosure are we going to again?
Just meet us in the lobby of the reptile house.
So okay. And he tips his cap and is much quicker than Tully would be moving about. He sort of strolls on out and heads in the direction of the monkey hangout.
Don't talk about your informants in front of the newsies.
So before too long,
he's more of a paper boy,
but he's still connected. Before too long, Tully, Kenny shows up and he says, "Hey, your buddies asked if you're willing and able to meet them in the reptile house."
Oh, thanks, kid. I really appreciate it.
You need a paper?
Maurice, perhaps you got a loaner I can use?
I'm sure I got something here. He pulls, a couple things out of the way and.
Hold on, before you do that, let me roll the dice to see what's under it. I'll use my start of job ability.
Okay.
All right, so that's a 9 on the dice. plus, I believe. What is this? A magnetism plus magnetism. So that is a Oh, I'm not great at magnetism, so that's an 8. So that gives me access to you procure any. Let's see, motorcycle, moped, pedal boat, hang glider, or hot air balloon, or a pedal car, golf cart, bicycle. I am going to go with a motorcycle with a ridiculously oversized sidecar for Arnold.
All right, so he lifts the this tarp off, and you see it's a beat up old moped, but it does have the sidecar. Give me just a minute. And, he pulls out a wrench and kind of tightens the sidecar on, because when he pulled the tarp off, you could see that the sidecar jiggled, like it wasn't fully tight on there. It's been sitting for a while. I apologize, but here you go.
It's perfect. So beautiful. Kenny, would you like to go for a ride?
His eyes light up.
Do you want to ride on the back or in the sidecar?
Sidecar.
All right, kid, put on this helmet.
Safety first.
Tully does not put on a helmet.
Of course not.
And I will head over to the reptile house.
All right. So you guys aren't waiting long when you hear a little engine that could begin getting louder and louder before it pulls up near the entrance to the reptile house. Tully goes in and Kenny goes another direction.
The question is it swerving or not? Because if memory serves, he was partaking.
Oh yeah,
some
he's
shot
definitely
of
drinking.
the moon.
All right. Now I feel like this is gonna have to be get out of a jam. So give me a roll.
Oops,
Right.
I'm sorry, Dave.
I mean, or you can just give me an ongoing -1 or something.
Is that what you want? Instead of rolling dice?
Yeah, I think if he's intoxicated, that sounds like either a negative forward or a negative ongoing.
I'll give you a -1 ongoing. If you're asking for it, I'll gladly give it to you.
All right, I'm asking for it. All right. So Tully comes staggering into the reptile house. He totally parks sideways and in front of the entrance. Take you have the stroller spots where you put the strollers, but he's taking up all of it, so you can't get a stroller in edgewise. Not that there's any strollers at night. And he comes staggering in with his cigar. What's up, gang? I heard you were looking for me.
Oh my. You are hammered, aren't you?
Roscoe
No,
will,
I've just been drinking and wrenching.
Roscoe will tug on Arnold so that he can bend down a little bit, and he'll whisper to him and be like, he's either been with the baboon or with the dame. I got 2 peanuts on whichever one you don't think it is.
Definitely with the dame, so on the baboon.
So, Tully, where were you? Who were you with?
I was hanging out with Maurice, and he gave me this sweet ride to borrow. And I point to the doors.
And Roscoe will just put 2 peanuts in Arnold's hand.
We're all grown-ups here.
It's all about the poker face, kid. It's all about the poker face.
So what's all the hubbub?
Oh, a friend of mine needs a favor, or at least needs to talk. And he's not generally one to get into a whole bunch of nonsense, so I'm kind of inclined to take it serious.
Oh, well, nonsense is our specialty.
Cool. I was really hoping you'd say that. So, anyway, it's on this way. And I'll head toward, Wick's enclosure.
Sure.
What do you guys think happened to that box turtle?
I'm sure they took care of him. You know how they do.
Cut scene to Machine Gun Otto's palace, and they're playing spin the bottle with him.
Like on his back. That's very funny.
Oh!
So, you kind of, come to the enclosure. A very old iguana. You can see that, a number of his scales have, kind of, aged and peeled off and aged and peeled off, and his skin just is not the vibrant green that it once was. He's got that look of an aged professor, and now that the people are kind of out of the way, like he's got a couple of books out and a couple things that he's working on, and he definitely looks a little haggard, like he hasn't slept well the last couple of nights.
So, you wanted to talk to me?
These friends safe to talk with?
It, seemed like that kind of business, yeah. Was I
Right.
wrong?
You were you seen kind of coming this way? Anybody giving you any extra looks? You know what I'm
No.
saying?
Or, do you want me to roll to see if I noticed?
Sure. Put your peepers to work.
I like to set my dice in stoplight order. Oh, I have doubles. Double sixes. One of them is the enemy die. I've got 2 bosses showing.
So, enemy die, and which one?
So I feel like I'm haruspecsing this dice roll right now. I'm gonna need help gleaning what it means. So I've got red on the boss and green on the boss, and then my yellow die is a 3.
All right. So you got a 9 on dice.
Yes.
And then, what is your geez, what is it called? Awareness.
I'm pretty sure that's just +1.
All right,
Yes.
so that is 10. So that's success.
Okay.
So success with the ally boss, you get a marker. If
Cool.
you have any spent. But with a 10 and with the enemy boss showing, you're going to get a -1 on your next roll.
Okay. Acceptable.
So you did see that there were a couple of people who seem to be loitering around outside of the enclosure, and people, I mean a pair of hyenas.
You talking about those hyenas outside?
Well, that's kind of my problem.
Okay.
You
Well, I'm listening. And I'm gonna sit and like kind of curl my tail around my legs.
So he takes a moment, looks at all of you, and scratches his chin. You see that on his right hand, it's missing one of his digits.
Was it like that before?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, I take it you have a little bit of a know of what's going on around the zoo. Have you heard of the laughing stock?
Have I?
How connected are you with like some of the gangs that work for some of the other mob bosses?
Well, we'll put it this way. Kinsey's a partier. She goes out a lot, and sometimes those are to some shady places, but she's also very manic and just really excited to be there and not paying as much attention as she should be. So I'll let you make that call.
All right. Well, I will allow you to roll in this one either awareness or magnetism and see if that leads you anywhere.
6.
6. All right. So that's a failure. You don't know who the laughing stock are.
Question.
Yes, sir.
If this information is being divulged to the group, I mean, Arnold being a grifter, trying to get in with people
Sure.
as part of his, group's role. I feel there might be a possibility he may know who the
Sure.
laughing stock is, or probably heard of it through the grapevine.
I'll give you the same choice, and you can roll as well.
Okay. 6, 7, 8.
All right. So you've heard the name. You don't have a huge amount of detail. The laughing stock are a gang, but they are with one of the bosses. You don't remember at the moment which one that they particularly work for, but they are a group of hyenas, and collectively, it's all that. They're one of the more old school style. They don't work with other animals. So Stanwyck kind of goes in and says that the laughing stock, they work for Carlo, Don Hambino, and you've talked to me about some, as you like to call it, sciencey stuff. Somehow that's kind of gotten out there that I do some of that stuff, and even though I'm trying not to have any affiliations, they tell me I don't really have a choice.
Oh, did they now? Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of hyenas, and
Yeah, but they're just hyenas.
I mean, some of them are just hyenas, but with as crazy as their top 3 are, I mean, honestly, most people thought that they would be working for Otto, but they're kind of crazy. Somehow, Ambino lets them do what they do. They're known for doing some pretty much carnage.
I have his number anyway, so it really wouldn't be going too far out of my way to do something about this. I mean, that's what you want, right?
I mean, ultimately, yeah.
Well,
just kind of terrified because, I mean, they're scary.
I don't have to kill every one of them. I just have to kill enough of them to make it not worth it to screw with you.
So, let me ask, how hardcore are you saying that line?
Very.
So, you can
Kinsey only operates at an 8 or above.
Sure. So, how do you react when, he literally takes a step back and pretty much comes close to that whole "I'm clutching my heart" thing?
Be glad I'm on your side. And I say that part gently.
Okay. I mean, the zoo life's been tough. I mean, I had it hard out in the wilds, and then had it pretty easy going in that, human's house. But once he stopped moving and I came here, this place has not been good for the scales.
I know. Sometimes it's like that, and they're trying. It's not necessarily going to be good enough, though, and look, my loyalty is to the reptile house first and foremost. I've got you.
Right, well, if you can do anything about those hyenas, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it.
You can definitely, sense there's no hiding his worry and trepidation in delivering this to you, but he feels like he doesn't really have a choice.
And Kenzie's just got this really serious look on her face, we're gonna have to, this is my resolve face.
Sure.
Hey, Kenzie. And
Yeah.
he makes the point of calling you Kenzie in front of this guy instead of Frenzy. You want I should enable a conversation between you and one of these hyenas, in order to perhaps have a more productive discourse about what is and is not appropriate behavior toward the reptile house.
I think that would be lovely, yes. Make it so if you're willing to get involved in this. I'm doing it no matter what. I would like you all on board, but I understand if you don't want to.
All right, give me 10 minutes. And I would like to use my "You're Coming With Me" feature, where I can try to snatch somebody.
Okay.
So I want to try to snatch one of the hyenas that's loitering out front.
Okay.
Nice, don't fail me now. Okay. So that is I'm rolling plus wild. So that is a 10, a dirty 10. Okay.
All right. So you're able to grab one of these guys. What are you doing with the other?
I'm hoping to ideally just snatch one without the other one noticing that he's gone until he's already gone.
All right.
Like
so
Scooby-Doo style?
Yeah, basically.
That sounds like Sly to me.
I'm gonna have to say this is gonna be a commit a caper to do all of this stealthily. Like, you're able to get the guy, but is the other dude gonna see you doing?
Okay.
And I will say before you roll, where is everybody else? Is everybody else kind of?
I mean, it sounded like Roscoe just went and did it.
So if Roscoe's gonna do that, I can actually help out a bit because I have a feature called "You Know Who I Am," where I can disguise myself to look like anybody.
Sure.
Assuming I roll well enough. So if Roscoe wants to snatch somebody up, I can pretend to be that person.
Oh,
I love this.
He's gonna be like, his boon companion's gonna be like, "Did you put on a couple pounds in like the past 5 minutes?"
Yeah, because hyenas and hippos are pretty much the same body type, right?
And I guess Tully will have the moped with sidecar ready to go.
All right. So why don't you do your I know who you are, or you know who I am. Is that a roll, or is that just an ability you do?
It's a roll.
So magnetism. 11 total.
All right, that's a success.
Okay. So then I have to roll commit a caper now?
No, I thought he was gonna come out as be just a generic hyena and distract the other guy and be like, "Oh, look, I'm part of you guys," blah blah blah. Like, no, I'm gonna be that guy.
I'm a hyena just like you guys. You're the fattest hyena I've ever seen.
Rude.
So how long does Arnold hang out as fake hyena?
I guess until Roscoe's done with.
They're like going to family barbecues together now, and there's a whole montage scene of what they do over the weekend. He's like, "I know how to get in, but I don't know how to get out. I can't stop being this guy."
I literally picture Arnold just kind of like putting on a fake mohawk and like standing there.
I'm supporting this guy's kids now,
There's a number of directions that I could go, and I'm going to avoid just to stop the hilarity. So you get in, Roscoe. You get out with your snatched victim, and Arnold steps in place, a la what is it? The Robin Hood like Disney version with the animals, where he steps in the guard's uniform is way too small.
Oh, that's so good.
And then Roscoe will just come into the iguana terrarium or whatever, like dragging this tied up hyena behind him and toss him in front of Frenzy. Here, have a nice civil discussion. And then he kind of looks at the iguana and he says, sir, you may or may not like to be around for some of this, depending on how things go.
Oh no, we're taking him to his service closet. And I go.
Oh no, not the service closet.
So you can easily find a place. Most of the animals have left their enclosures and they're off, doing their normal nightlife thing. So what do you do with said hyena?
I'm gonna get right up in his face, nose to nose, and I'm going to say, you're going to start talking, and I think you know what this is about.
All right, I can talk. What do you want to talk about?
What exactly are you doing with Lanwick?
With what? Stanwick?
Stanwick, yes, sorry. I wrote that name! How did I get it wrong?
I don't know. Look, I just told to watch the enclosure and say who does what.
Mm-hmm. I see. And who would know more?
That would be let's see. That'd be the boss. Our bosses. We have Shenzi and Banzai.
I see. I want you to think real hard, just for a minute, about whether or not you really want to be this useless to me.
I mean, what do you want me to say? I told you everything.
I want to know what they want with him. I want to know how many of you are in on this.
There's a lot of us.
Clearly. But there's just one of you here.
Yeah. Not really a whole lot of places I can go. So, it pays to tell the truth. I'm doing that.
You are. I'm gonna glance back, like, kind of get the read on whether or not anybody else believes this guy.
Tully's gonna pull a crowbar out of his shell. Start smacking his
like hitting it against his palm.
Yeah, but the turtles have palms. What do they have? His turtle foot. You want me to loosen up his tongue, maybe, or at least break his kneecaps?
I mean, if I can't get anything else out of him, it's been a while since I've done a good death roll. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I've seen it done before.
Were you asking Tully or were you asking the hyena?
I'm asking the hyena.
And I don't know exactly what it is, but I assume that means you're going to kill me. And look, I told you, I answered you straight on everything.
Oh, it's an alligator's preferred method of hunting. It involves dragging prey into the water and rolling over and over and over again while your bones are breaking and you're also drowning.
It looks like so much fun.
Sounds rather unpleasant. What do I have to tell you or say to not make you do that?
Give me a name who put you up to this.
Who told me to stand out there?
Yes?
Genzi.
I see. Thank you. And I'm gonna look to the others and I'm gonna be like, look, it's not smart to leave him alive after this, but if you can just silence him, I suppose I'd be fine with that.
Okay. I try and whack him in his jaw with the crowbar.
Hey, give me a bob.
Ooh, that's doubles with a boss. So, that is 11. That's a 10. Which is a 9. And I have the neutral boss showing.
All right. So you hit this guy upside the head, um, and you're looking to break his jaw, but you broke his neck. He's dead right there in front of you.
Well, it looks like he won't be talking.
Good enough.
So it's supposed to be success with a consequence. There's no other combatants here, and your adversary is dead. So, is there anything about this that Tully would have issue with?
Not. I don't think so. Tully likes to set things and people on fire, so he's really not going to lose any tears over this. But as far as consequences, how about Tully lays into this guy with the crowbar with a sickening crack. His head jerks to the side. His jaw is broken, but so is his neck. And he's like kind of standing over the body. And then there's a shrill scream from behind him. And he turns around to see Maria's horrified face.
Oh, snap.
His ex-girlfriend, Maria the Flamingo.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I can. And she just darts back the way she came.
That is a lot darker than I was planning to go, so I will absolutely go with it. And for doing that, I will give you another XP.
Woohoo! That's gonna level me up.
There you go.
And I'm gonna take run 'em down. I can now use vehicles as weapons. Nice.
So you've got one dead hyena in a closet, and apparently a upset, turtle who killed the thing accidentally.
Upset flamingo.
Sorry. Well, I think you're upset because your ex-girlfriend saw what you just did.
Well, that a little bit. It's gonna make patching things up so much harder now. This means a lot more pearls.
She'll get over it eventually. Poor soft little thing.
So what do you guys do?
We now have a bit of a problem, though. Arnold is out there right now posing as this gentleman. So how are we supposed to get Arnold back?
I mean, we kind of know where we're going already, so I don't see why we don't just knock off the other guy too.
That's what I was gonna say. I got a plan.
That's valid.
Oh, I'm all ears.
Get
I don't really have ears, but
the two of you, there's plenty of room in the sidecar of my moped.
All right.
I think there's plenty of room for Roscoe. I think Roscoe might be able to fit on the back, and Frenzy kind of pick up the sidecar.
I want to try and run down the hyena. Is there some kind of check I need to make sure I don't mistake who's who?
I don't think so. I think it should be kind of obvious.
The opposite of the one that you cracked.
All right, so that is going to be. That is a. Let's see. That's a 8 on the dice, and I can use Moxie, which is good because WoW is not great for me, which makes it a 10, so it's a success. And when I use a vehicle, I can do 2 damage to my target.
All right, so you totally just run this dude over, and you've got a second hyena corpse. This one now lying on the ground outside of the reptile.
Yeah, just before he crashes into him, he pops a wheelie and then slams the bike down on the hyena.
So.
Nice.
So now I guess the question is, frenzy. Would you like to send a message to these hyenas, or are we disposing of these bodies discreetly?
Oh, I definitely want to send a message to these hyenas. Like I said, it can't be worth it.
So I assume killing a la motorcycle is not in any way, shape, or form stealthy.
Well, it sounds like a motorcycle.
Okay.
But the
But
hyena
it's
also
not
probably
gunshots.
makes noise
so-
when it happens.
Yeah, it makes noise when it's, but it's not like gunshots. So
That is true. That is true.
Hmm.
So
Arnold, you were supposed to tell him a joke just before I hit him.
Yeah, but you definitely hit him with a punchline, if you know what I'm saying, man.
yeah, that you only tell him a joke before you kill him if you're about to hit him with your fist, because then that's the punchline.
Ha!
Yeah, but he's trying to blend in and make him believe he was a hyena. He would have, had he survived, he would have figured out he was a hyena.
And I was trying to help him with his second wife's problem, but
You're like,
hey,
you need a third wife. That's your problem. Get rid of this second one. You're gonna start your own love line advice column.
Dear Arnold,
It's gonna just be all terrible advice.
No. It should be, hey Arnold.
hey,
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm officially deceased. Thank you.
Hey, I'll get as many cartoon related puns into this game as I can. Not sure if anybody has picked up on the current one.
Yep. Can I put my peepers to work to see if anybody noticed this murder happening?
I'm not even gonna make you roll. There were several
no.
witnesses.
Oh no.
It's definitely hit and run. We just hit him and keep going.
Roscoe's probably trying to like sink down in the car as much as possible. So
Kinsey does not give a shit.
All right.
You know
So
what?
if
You know what? You know what? If they want to treat it as a hit and run, I'll be like, go, and I'll pretend like I was hit too. And then give bad information.
Okay. So Roscoe, as you're looking to not be observed, why don't you be sly, commit a caper for me, and see whether you can avoid notice and have the two larger animals be the one to attract attention.
I got 7.
All right.
But it's a -1, so it's a 6.
Oh, well, then there you go. You
Get some XP.
you get XP, and you get to unfortunately be seen in the whole situation.
Oh no. I level up though.
That's the great part about about this system is
Yes, and I am absolutely just going to change that slide to a 0 so I don't have to deal with it anymore.
Nice. So we'll figure out where the three of you all wind up going. But Arnold, you kind of fall to the ground as other people kind of flee, and within a minute or two, a pair of uniformed wolves kind of come hustling up, and they basically give you the third degree of what happened here.
So as I come to, Jimmy, no! Oh my God, Jimmy! Cop! Oh. And he tries to compose himself for the fuzz,
Sure. Let me ask you
Kinda
a question. Do you do anything to make it look like you've got any wounds on your body, or do you just lie there?
Well, I mean, he just kind of, he just kind of fell back, and he's kind of like, acting like he got hit in the head.
Okay.
But it's like, unless anyone actually inspects his head and
Okay,
see what's
sure.
like. So that's kind of the deal with him, and he's kind of like, oh my God, it's terrible. His kid was just about to make leak. Oh my God.
So, what happened here?
Oh God, Hambino. I knew it, man. I knew it.
What do you mean?
Jimmy wasn't into some. He was into some questionable things, but last I heard, Hambino said, "Well, you know, you ain't gonna be speaking for too much longer." And oh God, it's terrible. Jimmy.
So, I'm gonna have to ask you to make a statement and find out, where we can get a hold of you for corroboration.
Certainly, certainly. Oh God. Oh. So I tell you, I give him a name. Holy fuck! I don't think I actually got the name of
Seymour?
this fellow.
Seymour Butts. Like
Seymour.
even one of the names you would have given when you're a teenage kid getting busted with beer or something.
I'll go with Seymour. Last name not Buzz, but he'll go with Seymour. I'm Seymour. Sure, I'll make a statement, sir.
So, what do you wind up telling these cops as to what actually happened?
So I tell him, me and Jimmy were hanging out after a rough day of performance and whatnot.
Sure.
And after that, we went down we just went out for fast, just sit down to talk about life when this crazy vehicle hit us. And that's when I suspect. I'm sorry.
Did you see who was driving said vehicle?
I couldn't get a good look, but he had daggers in his eyes.
You think it's related to the Warthog?
Well, I mean, he got some threatening stuff from him, I didn't think it was gonna be anything, but there's nothing more than probably a shakedown, but not this.
All right. Well, we find you at the hyena enclosure if we have more questions.
Completely. But frankly, I fear for my life.
Do you want protection? Like, what you're asking?
Yes.
Was that a yes?
Yes. I'm sorry, I was getting hella dramatic.
Sure,
and I kind of whispered down away from my microphone.
I mean, so he looks to the other wolf, and they kind of whisper back and forth to each other. There's a program that we can see about getting you out of the zoo. That's the only way we can get you away from the ongoings here. It doesn't happen very often. Is that what you're looking for?
I mean, if you need me for information, that's not a problem. I mean, I ain't no rat, you know what I mean? But at the same exact time, Jimmy deserved better than that. And he kind of takes his handkerchief and holds it to his muzzle.
Sure. It is very, very hippo-y muscle. All right, so give me a start spin. There's a lot happening here.
My bad.
Let's see how all of this is weighing on these cops.
Let's see how much BS I can spew. 5, 6, 7. Is that a magnetism?
Yes.
7, and then that'll be a 9.
It's a 9. All right. So it sounds like you're laying it on a little thick. So you get the idea that that some part of your story isn't adding up to them. Either you aren't looking to get out of here, or it really wasn't Hambino there's just some dots that aren't completely
I'll definitely I guess if we're getting suspicious about anything, I could probably now what is the law of like narcotics here in the zoo? Completely outlawed or
Oh yeah, we're
Prohibition.
we're prohibition. If you can't, if you can't buy it at the general store, you can't have it.
Oddly enough, you can probably get cocaine, but not booze.
okay.
in your Coca-Cola or your cough syrup.
If they're willing to listen to one more deceitful thing out of my this guy's mouth,
they haven't written you off. I mean, technically, it's a success with consequences. So I'm putting that in that they're believing you, but there's something that's just.
I was waiting for Ted to insist that they put you in the witness protection program.
Like, I'm like, is he writing himself out of the game already? We're only on session 2.
No, I'm trying
hey
to.
Guys, I'm going home.
Right.
Oh, wait
Let me know how the game goes. Right. Okay. Well, I'll probably maybe hint at the fact like he may gotten himself into some illegal business. That's I might be acting all funky.
All right, well, I mean, you're only digging yourself deeper here, so let's give a roll and see what happens.
Let's give him a shovel, folks.
That's what Riveras are good at, man. Just letting y'all know. Ooh, but not this time, folks. That's a 3.
A 3 total?
I rolled a 3, 5 with magnetism.
All right.
Which is still a fail.
So what you're telling us here is that you have willfully broken the law?
Not me, Jimmy.
You just said that you got yourself involved in illegal activities.
Jimmy, sir. That's why he wanted to talk to me.
All right. So Jimmy's the one who was doing illegal activities, and you're worried that because you survived this attack from one of Hambino's goons, even though you don't know who it was that was driving. Am I getting all this correct?
Jimmy said he got a threatened message from Hambino, and then he gets whacked off.
All right.
1 and 1 is 2, sir.
Are you
He also said that his name was Seymour at the beginning of the conversation. I'm sorry, I am on your side, but
so are you being disrespectful?
No.
Duly appointed officer of this here zoo?
Stop resisting.
Sir, my best friend's blood is on my jacket right now.
All right. Well, we've taken what you've got to say. We've got your name. If you want out of the zoo, come on down to the station house, and we'll see what we can do. No promises. But I recommend you be careful during the nights. If you think that, some mean little warthog is coming after you.
Yeah, man. I'm worried about me. I'm worried about Jimmy and his wife and kid. So I'm like, using my handkerchief to wipe my ugly face away.
Sure. So then they go about, they're looking to see if there was anybody else around that might, have any other information. And, most of the people like straight up ran away. What do you do thereafter, Arnold?
I get the hell out of there. And I'm like, oh boy. Just try to find the gang. Eventually, if I feel like eyes are away from me, I will remove my said disguise.
Sure.
But not until I feel like it's safe to do so.
All right. Why don't you? I'll give you a call. You can either, commit a caper, or you can put your peepers to work. You want to try and be stealthy, or do you want to try and make sure that you've got awareness around you?
I'm gonna do the slide motion because my awareness has a -1.
All right.
And I just been rolling I so far, so I'll take a straight roll any day. Yeah. Okay, so I'm rolled a 6, so it's auto fail, but I have 3 3s.
Okay. So, yeah. So a 6 with triples,
Oh no.
you are going to lose a marker.
Okay.
Uh,
How many did we start with anyway? I know I used some in the
10.
last game. 10. Okay, so I
Start with
used
10.
like 2, so I'm at 8 now.
Okay. Um, and then you fail, so you were not stealthy. You go to take it off, and you have a -1 on your next check.
Got it.
So let's see here.
My luck's ran out. Man. I was doing all right for so far, but this is it.
What could possibly go wrong?
Let me ask you this question.
Uh-oh.
How trustworthy is Pete?
Eat?
Pete, your parrot friend?
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm like,
We go way back.
Well, like the information I have is, if the price is right, he'll repeat juicy information.
yes.
So the question
Oh.
is, is that he's got juicy information for you, or he's got juicy information for anyone who's willing to pay?
On the alignment chart, he is definitely chaotic neutral.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
So as you're halfway out of your hyena costume, I'm assuming like you're in a thicket of trees or whatever Pete kind of chirps up. What you doing there, Arnold?
As that happens, is it fair to ask for a fart check?
You can fart check every one.
5, 6, 7, wild 1, 8. All right, I hold it in.
All right.
And I'm like, hey, Pete, what you doing there? As I kind of like zooming myself out of my costume.
Yeah. Didn't expect to see you in a hyena get up.
Man. It's like one of those hyena nights, you know what I mean? And it's one, chill for a little bit.
Is this a under the starlight kind of thing, or is this a something else kind of thing?
Just trying to working a job, you know how it is.
Working a job. Well,
as I kind of look both ways, and I'm like, hey Pete, I don't got nothing on me right now, but I appreciate it. As I kind of look and nudge and nudge, like he's like, if you would just keep this between you and me, but discretion, being discreet is of most importance in this job right now. But
I don't know. It sounds like it's got a story to it or something.
there's definitely a story. Don't have it right now, but you know me, Pete.
I do know you, but I know a lot of people with a lot of peanuts.
Well, man. as a man with 3 stomachs, I get fed a lot, so I can definitely spare some food if that's what you're looking for.
How about this? You bring me something I can use, and I use this.
Okay. Not a problem. Things have always been cordial between us, and I like to keep it that way.
All right. Tomorrow night.
Okay.
Something I can use, or something I can benefit from.
You got it. I guarantee you.
I'm not worried because either you're gonna bring me something or yeah, and he just flies away.
All right. It's like brought your long bag, like you know.
What do you do?
The only option that's running through my head that I think he might be interested in is a sample of the moonshine. But at this point in time, I'm just looking for the rest of the group,
Sure. So, Tully, where would you have driven off to?
Let's see. Have we been using any particular place as a hideout?
Arnold's got a place.
Then I guess we'd head back to Arnold's. It would take the long way.
Okay. Any problem with that, Roscoe or Kenzie?
You know what? Probably going to dump the bike before we get there.
Okay.
It's probably a good idea. There's blood all over it.
Oh, Maurice is going to be so
clean, right?
upset.
You right there, buddy?
Which buddy are you talking to?
You.
Oh. Well, I don't know. Maurice did give me this as a loaner, and I said I would take really good care of it. But then we kind of got drunk, and it seemed like such a great idea to run over that hyena. I've always wanted to do that.
So this is about the moped and not about... Okay, I can deal with that. That's fine. Eventually we'll have enough peanuts to get him a new one.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Maria. Yeah, that makes me a little sad, but she kind of already knew what I was into, and that's why she's my ex-girlfriend and not my girlfriend. I was hoping to win her back, and this is probably going to make it harder.
I mean, if she can't handle what you're doing, she's not going to get better at it later.
Yeah. I guess so.
What's so special about her anyway?
I don't know. I felt like we had a real connection. Maybe Roscoe can help me. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, buddy, the fact is, every one of us at some point has to accept the fact we're not the good guys. And that means you got to choose business or pleasure. Trust me, I know. But at some point, you got to make that call. And it's not an easy one to make. Nobody can make it for you.
Yeah,
But if it gets... Sorry.
You guys are so smart.
Oh, we know.
Even when this life chooses you, at some point, you come to the decision you got to choose it back, or you got to walk away.
Yeah, Mom was pretty upset anyway. She says 200 years ago, a tortoise would never thought about dating outside of their species. I tried to tell her times are changing.
Yeah. I got a friend who's a flamingo, and she might be able to offer you some advice if you want. She's even got a nice little speakeasy that's prime for hooking up with others, if you catch my drift.
I might just have to take you up on that offer.
You ever heard of Friendly Dorothy Pinkett?
I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Yeah, she runs Dorothy's house. And the speakeasy's Dorothy's basement. So I'll have to take you there sometime. But just don't be surprised if you get hit on a little bit. The tortoises are kind of real popular around there.
I'm kind of used to it by now. The names have a hard time resisting.
Oh,
Good home.
it's not day.
Oh,
You
honey.
don't got to worry about that.
Kenzie's just like cackling in the corner.
And then Roscoe kind of gives Kenzie this knowing look.
Just displays her hands.
But yeah, if you ever want to talk to a nice flamingo lady who's a little bit older, a little more mature, who knows about this life, let me know and I'll take you by and get you a drink.
Yeah, maybe when our calendar frees up. How do you think Arnold's making out?
I don't know. He's been gone for a little while now. I'm starting to get vaguely concerned.
Hopefully his tummy didn't get him into trouble again.
Well, I don't know. I guess I have a question. Carlos, do we know to kind of let Arnold be and do his thing, or is Arnold more the sort in our group dynamic that he would want us to come looking for him?
Most definitely, Arnold, you would know Arnold to be throughout the many jobs John did to be. If to leave him to his devices, if he'd been gone for more than 12 hours to a day, he's in deep shit. But it was just been for a little while, like just let him marinate.
All right. Well, I guess we could go to the hideout until dawn and see if he shows up.
It's a great idea. He usually has booze, but I don't know if it'll still be there when he gets back.
So, my 2 cents. You guys go ahead and do that. I'm gonna swing back to the reptile house and stand guard for the night. If we're not getting this done tonight, I don't want to leave my friend unguarded.
That's fair. Do you want some company or are you
I'll be all right.
okay?
All right, so Frenzy heads back to the reptile house. Certainly not a thing to be out of sorts with her being there. Arnold spends some time doing the whole interrogation with the cops, and then the whole secondary interrogation with the parrot, and then where does he head off to thereafter?
Assuming he doesn't hear anything that might be happening, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
He's more than likely just going to return to the hideout.
Okay. And what about Tully and Roscoe?
We're drinking his booze.
Yeah.
So you went back to the hideout?
Yep. Probably restashed on peanuts and all the stuff that we have there that's like for communal restashing.
Sure.
You guys got there first, by the way.
And so we're probably like, well, I don't know about Tully, but Roscoe's probably like tipsy, real close to drunk.
Well, Tully was drunk before all of this started, so.
Fair.
Roscoe, buddy.
Yeah.
We should get our story straight.
What story is that?
When Arnold gets back, so what happened to his booze?
Oh, well, I mean, and he'll just like tip the keg over. Oh, Tully, you're so clumsy.
I don't know if we want to take blame for it. He might expect compensation.
I walk right in and like, oh God, my back.
Can I try to like get no, Arnold's not drunk, is he? Never mind.
No, I'm
I was gonna
tired.
try to convince Arnold that he tipped it over, but never mind.
Hang my hat at the door, like, ugh. Ugh. And first thing on my mind is again persuading Pete. So I kind of go to my stash of booze and see like if we still have any little bit of stash left of
So-
the moonshine.
You would know with Pete, he doesn't want stuff. Like unless you're gonna give him just a whole bunch of peanuts, he wants juicy information.
Okay.
He wants something that he can sell to somebody else
Okay.
so that he doesn't
Okay.
sell you.
Hey, Arnold.
What?
You look
Uh-huh.
like you can use a drink, buddy.
Totally.
Oh, let me get you something. And I go to
Oh,
get him a
thank you.
drink, but there's nothing left.
Thank you. And at that point, like, oh, thank you. Like, so I just kind of go back in my chair, like, oh.
You just have a glass on the rocks.
I'm too tired to even notice. Like, and I just open my big ass mouth.
I think
Hmm.
I think you need to go down to the speakeasy again because you appear to be out of booze.
Yeah,
You
it must
sure
have been
do
the
go
last
through a
bit
lot of
it.
booze.
I mean, you know.
Don't you make it?
Oh, sometimes.
Huh.
But getting together is still in the kit and all. It's time consuming and takes a lot of work and can be expensive and takes away from my racing.
That's fair. You are the speedster.
I am so fast.
So, Arnold, you still got a little bit of the mohawk on your head. What happened?
And is that your blood?
No. He looks right at Totally like, come on, buddy. You know where this came from.
I don't know what
your
happened after we left.
driving. Man, they grilled me like a salmon, you know. But I didn't give up anything. Good news is though, the fuzz may be looking into Hambino.
Oh?
Just to get a little bit of smoke off our backs. But yeah.
You know, Frenzy went to go protect was it Stanwyck? But I'm a little concerned because he was missing a couple digits. And iguanas grow those back. So that's happened fairly recently.
So it's just one finger missing.
Yeah,
Are you sure? I thought they just grew back their tails or something.
I mean, I don't know. I guess Ted, would Roscoe know that they grow limbs back too?
I only knew that they grew back their tails. I was just adding a fun affectation for the character.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was a clue.
I also don't know if that's still true for marine iguanas. He's not like a normal iguana. He's like one of the cool, like ocean looking ones.
Oh, well, I know that regular ones do. Like Steven knows that. That's why I was wondering if it was like a clue, you know?
It was not meant. It's a Antillean iguana. And I don't
Oh, that's right. Okay, no, okay, I know why I got that wrong. I see why that happened. It's because you and I talk about marine iguanas a lot, and that's like I'm talking to Ted, and then it's in my head.
As you do. Marine iguana this, marine iguana that.
Iguanas are
great inspiration for monsters.
iguanas.
I mean, we made a playable species for that at one point.
Oh, really? Right,
Yeah, you were okay. Never mind. We can talk about this later.
Next week on the Nerdarchy this store.
It is.
Yeah. All right. So, is there anything anybody wants to do for the rest of the, evening?
Well, Arnold, do you need some rest or do you need some company? What do you want right now?
Arnold is sleeping his fat ass. Like, that he is just laying it out. I'm like, oh, he doesn't care who sees. He's like just relaxing and trying to catch a wink of shut eye.
Tully, I don't know about you, but I'm about to speed up out of here before the fights start.
Oh, that's a pretty good idea. But Arnold does keep that makeup kit. I think he calls it a disguise kit.
I didn't know Arnold was into makeup.
Well,
Maybe he's been to
where do you think
Dorothy's.
those disguises come from? As I'm rummaging through Arnold's stuff, I pull out lipstick and
Huh.
a wig and start trying to do his makeup.
You put it on.
Contour.
You put it on Arnold.
Yes. You know the rule. Don't be the first one asleep at a party.
I mean, that's fair, but buddy, I hate to break it to you, but you do not want to go into makeup artistry. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it does
Are you-
need a little work.
Are you
I look
trying to
straight
make
up
it look good, or are you trying to make it not look good?
I'm trying to do his makeup, make him look pretty.
All right, let's give me a magnetism roll.
Alrighty.
Unless you feel like this is more of a sly.
I'll go with magnetism.
All right.
I'm too
I don't-
knocked out to even like pay attention to what's happening to my body.
Well, that's 11 minus, so that's a 10.
All right.
Doubles with the neutral boss showing.
All right. So that's success. Neutral boss is they're gonna give everybody a +1 forward.
Hey, thank you.
So
Knocked away my negative.
so you are trying to make it not look good, and you are successful.
No, I'm trying to make
You-
him look like a lady hippo.
Oh, okay. Well, then you are
Okay.
successful.
I think maybe I should become a cosmetologist. If the driving thing doesn't work out.
You know, I've been told many a time, don't kick a man when he's down. So sure. So, hey, tell me a little more about this Flamingo Maria. You really, you like her, or?
Well, yeah, we were on and off for several years. But then she kept asking me questions, How did you get this money? How did you get hurt? Why is there blood on your shirt again? The normal stuff.
Yeah. Well, do you think she's okay with what you do?
I don't think so. She seemed pretty upset back at the reptile enclosure. And, we haven't been together for a while now. I don't think she likes our lifestyle.
Yeah. Well,
But how's a couple crazy animals like us supposed to get ahead in a world like this?
I don't know. I mean, like I said the other night, anymore the Fuzz acts just as much like the bad guys as we do. And, I mean, maybe something you could point out to her is at the end of the day, it's a lot more about eat and be eaten as opposed to good and evil. Things aren't quite so black and white. So maybe if you explain to her that you do these things to protect the ones you care about, maybe that'll be enough for her.
Not really. I just like the money.
Oh, well, never mind.
And the fast cars. I used to like the fast women too, but I kind of tried to settle down.
Yeah, well, I hate to break it to you, but it's very seldom that the settling kind like fast cars and fast men.
Yeah, you might be right. Good thing I'm a tortoise.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right though, buddy. We'll still be here for you. And
I'm
kind
gonna
of
grab a blanket and tuck Arnold in as I start like shutting out the lights and heading for the door as me and Roscoe were talking.
Sure.
Well, I'll still take you by Dorothy's and maybe she'll have some advice for you.
Yeah, perhaps another time. No, I'm kind of still a little buzzed.
Yeah, that's fair. You should probably go sleep it off. I'm gonna go to my enclosure, get one of my nice bamboo cigars, and call it a night.
Sounds like a good idea. I'm going to have to think about what I'm going to tell Maurice.
Well, you got two options. You could tell the truth, or you could lie.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You think he'll buy aliens took it?
I don't know if he's that sort, but he might believe if you told him that it got stolen by Hambino's guy. Get some heat on Hambino anyway.
Oh, he's not really going to do anything against any Hambinos or otherwise. He's not in the biz. He just likes some of the same things I do. Booze, cigars, and going real fast.
Well, I guess it's up to you then, because he could also just be more okay if you do something against Hambino later if he thinks he did it. But also, that's your call. It's your web to weave.
Yeah, I'll think of something.
All right. Well, have a good night. Maybe sleep off the booze before you talk to him.
Yeah, I'm going to need a pretty good story about aliens.
As Roscoe and Tully head out in Arnold's state of relaxation, he totally rips one out in the middle of their conversation.
And that is our cue to leave.
So, is there anything that Kenzie wants to do this evening, or just pay attention to Stanwick?
Yeah, I'm just standing guard.
All right. So, nothing else happens the rest of the evening. Daylight comes and the pesky humans go about their day doing all of the human-y things. Occasionally, you guys, get some shut-eye and get away from the annoying people. And then daylight begins to fade. Humans leave. And the lights come back on. You guys get your rest, heal for a point. If you're injured, what do you do?
Well, after the night we had, I'm not even going to bother messing with the zookeepers the next day. I usually like to try and block the door or mess with them. But
Sure.
Today I'm just going to sleep it off.
Sure. There's definitely some comments made, and zookeepers are thinking, maybe we're finally making an impact, and blah blah blah. They think you like them now.
I think Roscoe will swing by Arnold's to see if he wants to come, but tell him he's planning on going to check on Frenzy.
Hey,
So throughout the day, what happened was when Arnold eventually had woken up, he spent the first few, he woke up kind of late towards mid-afternoon when everything was happening. And he goes out in full disguise as a beautiful female hippo wearing a wig. Thinks nothing of it, just doing his normal performance and whatnot for the kids and all the adults. And the zookeepers are like, damn.
All right, that's a marker.
Okay.
That's doing human-y things.
Okay, got it.
I mean, if you're using that rule, it's technically not a marker.
I'll take it. I'm at
7. It's half your markers.
I'll be nice this time.
Since he's still kind of acting like a hippo. Like
right.
Yeah, I'm still doing my normal hippo thing.
Acting like
he doesn't
hippo,
know what's happening.
But he's got a wig on, so.
It could be anything. Just like these vandalism, god damn it, you know? Them kids. Oh, I don't know. It's not until he goes into the water and swims around he notices, what the hell? It's all this stuff. You know? He's like, whatever. He just keeps playing it off as much as he can. And but eventually, when he eventually goes towards the night, he's like, can you believe, and he talks about his day with Roscoe. Like, can you believe I spent the majority of this morning dressed as a woman hippo?
I mean, what you do in the morning is your business. So
No,
I have some friends that might very much enjoy that sort of performance, honestly.
We
kinda
should have
grieves. He's
given
like,
you should have taken a storybook with you.
I had a
kids would
rough
love it.
night. I might have put on the wrong stuff, but you know what I mean. Oh, God.
Oh,
He's just grieving.
You were pretty messed up when you got in.
yeah. Hey, I'm gonna go check on Frenzy just because standing guard all night is kind of rough. I want to make sure.
See if she got the death roll anyone.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
call.
Or if she ate anyone, that's probably important to know too. I wouldn't put it past her.
If she did, they had it coming.
I mean, that's absolutely fair. So, and either you gents want to come with?
Yeah, why not?
Arnold stood at his hideout, kind of like feeling ashamed about the entire day and night, that he went through.
Come on, buddy. It'll be good to see our friend.
In that 10 minutes he was with, what was the other hyena's name? Were you going to Billy?
Jimmy.
In that 10 minutes,
Jimmy Seymour.
You really bonded. I thought he said his name was Seymour.
Yeah, my name is Seymour.
Oh, your name is Seymour.
Yeah.
Okay, I was confused.
Me too.
Yeah.
But fine, he'll come along, but he's totally sulking the entire way.
That's fair. So yeah, we'll go see Frenzy and show up. I don't know if she's dressed up or if she's just lounging or what, but
Well, given it is during the day, probably not dressed up, probably very tired.
No, it's the following evening.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yes, I am dressed up. I wouldn't be caught out of my enclosure without all the works. But very much lazing. I'm
hey,
under a sun lamp.
Frenzy.
What?
Hey,
What?
how's it going?
Oh, it's going. And I'm gonna like slide down. Do we have a development?
No, not really. We just wanted to check on you, make sure you're all right.
No, I'm okay.
The
And
plans for the night.
Stanwick's okay.
That's good. Are we checking on him again tonight?
I mean, yeah, but I think it's more important that we get stuff done and got some people that need gotten rid of, right?
That's very true. We do have the hyenas are a problem. So are we gonna swing by and check on Stanwick first, or do you think it's more prudent to just go deal with the hyenas directly?
Well, you guys are if you've come to Kenzie, like she's in the reptile house, and so is Stanwick.
Yeah.
So it would not be a far departure to go a few stalls
You mean
back.
over there? I can see his enclosure from right here. He's waving at us.
I actually have a friend over in the Black Cayman exhibit that I might ask to keep an eye on him while we're gone as well.
That sounds
I want to look for Kenny.
Okay.
I'll flip him a peanut to grab a copy of today's edition.
Sure.
What is the newspaper called?
I thought I wrote it down. 1 second.
And I'm flipping through to see if our exploits from the day before made the papers.
Oh, it's the Central City Gazette. You got Giselle the Gazelle who writes for the Gazette.
That sounds familiar.
So, what's the paper say?
So the paper's got several articles. One talking about a brutal hyena murder in the reptile house. Followed by a hit and run outside. Sources are.
I was about to say, I don't know, a hit and run. I don't know if it's necessarily a murder. Forgot about the first one. After you have a certain amount of hyena blood on your hands, it's kind of hard to distinguish.
The sources at the paper are saying that there's conflicting information in regards to the hit and run. Some are saying that it's related to mafia activity. Others say that it could be something else. There's another article which pretty much happens in just about every edition. That's calling out for the end to all of this violence on both sides. Can't we just be civil? I mean, the humans know how to do it. Why can't we?
Yeah, I totally skipped that one. Trash.
I do not.
Does the article about the hit and run say anything about whether or not the fuzz retrieved the moped or not?
It does not.
Hey, Arnold, you got any contacts down there at the police station?
And believe me, after last night, I have plenty of contacts, as he says, very, very sarcastically.
Totally lost on Tully. Well, that's great news.
But I don't think my contacts, he says the word again very sarcastically, is anyone you want to actually that has any fruitful information or connections. He just kind of rolls his eyes as the whole. He's thinking back at everything that happened to him.
Oh, I was just wondering what happened to the moped. I'm going to have to tell Maurice something. And Roscoe didn't seem to think my alien story was going to be a good one.
I mean, you know how Roscoe is, Bailey. He's more of a down to earth type of person. Well, more in the trees type of folk. But he's
definitely not going to buy a tree walked away with it.
I get it, man. But his problems are more, they're not up in the sky like that.
Maybe I can just tell him we were jumped by hyenas, and one of them accidentally went under the wheels, and then I got scared that it would lead back to Maurice, so we ditched the bike.
I mean, the story I spat with the fuzz, excuse me, is it was a little bit of Hambino's work out in there. But use that information, maybe a rumor is worth its weight in gold these days. So, go ahead, spread it like some good feed around the pen, if you know what I'm saying.
You might be onto something.
He kind of shrugs here and there. You know how it is.
That's probably why you're our leader.
Leader? What? As he's like recollecting, is Frenzy the leader or whatever? Like,
oh no, that would be a terrible mistake.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I don't think the official leader's been,
I don't know.
established.
I think it's just been established.
It's just been established.
No, I'm a terrible lead. No. I'll take face, but lead, nah. He's kind of like, huh? He just questions the whole proposition, and
fearless leader.
He totally deflects as much as he can. Anonymity is a grifter's ally. So kind of like he doesn't say no, he doesn't say yes. He just totally deflects the hell out of that whole statement and says, "But what about Frenzy's friends? You know,
What about Frenzy's friends?
they good.
I mean, yeah, for the time being, but I'm just gonna pop in real quick and then we can head out.
Okay. Hey, and Arnold immediately rushes out to not knowing where to go.
So I will check in on Stanwyck really quick before we go, and I'm also going to ask my black caiman friend that I can't off the top of my head remember the name of, if he'll just keep an eye on his enclosure while I'm out, like, you know.
Looking at the black caiman is Lazarus.
That's what I thought it was, but I was like, I might be wrong about that, and I don't want to like get my own character's name wrong twice. Like, yes, I will go to Lazarus and be like, hey, he's been having some trouble. I want to know if it pops up again. Like, just if you could watch.
So Lazarus is, in a very uncrocodilian fashion, kind of like sitting back in his enclosure, literally like lounging, and he's finishing up the last of the cigar. I got you covered.
Thank you.
Stanwyck's, he's good people.
He's good people.
If you come across any more, and he just kind of like flicks the end of the cigar into the water, and you come across anything that might tickle my fancy,
I'll definitely let you know. I'll definitely try and bring it back.
and he just kind of like moves a couple of rocks around and repositions himself, kind of looking over at Stanwyck.
And with that, I will go ahead and meet up with the others.
So what are you doing with the hyenas?
I mean, like, we're trying to find the
leaders?
or at least the one that we were told
The leader,
catalysted all of this.
the leaders' names that you were given was Shenzi and Banzai.
Cool.
So I think we should just start asking. I guess we should start asking around. Maybe Arnold should start asking around
Does seem like your thing.
to get information on them.
Absolutely. Like, I'll go down the. There's a kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for? A speakeasy to kind of, grab some information and sit down.
Who's like, you talking about a general speakeasy or one of those that are owned by one of the three bigwigs?
One owned by the bigwigs.
Then so you've got the Roost by Al Capone. You've got River Bottom by Machine Gun Otto. I don't think you'd be looking to go to Carlo Habino's, would you?
I mean, they don't know that I know that they know they were there. So,
all right. So his is called Sunset.
I think we go to the sunset at sunset, if you don't catch my drift.
All right.
Is it time to revise your role as Seymour?
Sure, yeah. So if you need me to do a you know who I am role, I'll definitely do it.
You've already done it to be Seymour, so I feel like making you roll again, not necessary.
Okay. So they go in as Seymour.
All right, so as it's 10:24, and I want to see if we can kind of power through. If you guys are all cool with that, let's let you give me a start spitting and see if you can find the information.
By the way, thank you for getting rid of my -1 forward. First roll since then. Okay. So that's gonna be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with double fives.
11 with double fives. That is just going to be a success, and you get a +1 forward on your next roll.
Thank you. Does this carry into the next game or nay?
As whatever the next roll is.
Right.
So you're looking to try and find where you could meet Shenzi or Banzai?
Yes. Gassing up the area, maybe buying some drinks here and there, kind of like just being nice to the general public,
Sure. So when they're not in the hyena enclosure, they have been known, to be, here at this particular speakeasy, sometimes in a private room with, Carlo Hambino himself. But a lot of times, they are troublemakers, and they tend to wander the zoo in their group, the laughing stock, and sometimes cause trouble, sometimes trying to stay away from the fuzz.
Yeah. And so in the middle of all that, it's like, okay, good. And after obtaining said information, I kind of slyly make my way out of the club and group to let everybody know what I know now.
All right, so you reveal the information that sadly they pretty much could be anywhere, but wherever they are, they're going to be heard. They're not exactly quiet.
Sounds like we're gonna have to hunt them down throughout the zoo until we find them.
I'm entirely fine with that. I'm not down for being subtle about this, frankly.
I'll have to look around. Maybe we can get some eyes in the sky when we start our looking.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Get the birds involved.
Oh no, I was thinking that we go into the sky.
How?
Oh, there's ways. You have balloons and hang gliders, aeroplanes.
These all sound wild.
But I don't know, they're a little bit harder to come by.
Oh, I don't think I want to be up in that high in the sky.
Oh, it'll be great. I've never done it before, but I really want to.
I've never done it before, and I know that's not a good idea.
Well, we'll see.
Keeping my Arnold's just saying this out of his own fear of being kind of like a big thing, you know what I mean?
So if they're not trying to be subtle, would we be able to kind of know just by listening around us and hearing if there's any sort of commotion or anything that they're nearby or where they might be?
I mean, if somebody wanted to try and put their peepers to work, you could try to see if you could locate or see if you hear any ruckus or commotion.
I have a 0 in awareness, but I'm willing to do it if nobody else wants to.
Well, it's better than my -1.
Okay.
Let's see. My awareness is actually awareness is one of the things I'm good at.
Okay.
So let us take a look around. But that roll's not great. That's a 10 though. Oh no,
right.
Math. That's a 9.
All right. Well, mine is success with consequences.
Hey, look, they're over there as they point back at us.
So you look, and there's if this were like D&D, it would totally say it's a war party. But you see like there is a full-on gang of hyenas. Like there's 7 of them.
Oh shit.
And they're moving towards the reptile house.
Oh, hell no, they're not.
And I think since my clock is saying 10:30, we can start with, going to the reptile house next time.
Excellent. Thank you for running, Zookeeper Ted. Thanks everyone for playing. Remember, you can find Robin, Carlos, and Steven's links down in the description below, as well as you can pick up your free quick start rules for Zoo Mafia and run your own games and let us know how they go. And so until next time, stay nerdy.
Nerdy.